What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and we will talk about Bruno Fernandes because this guy has started off the season just like how we finished last season. Bruno Fernandes last season scored 32 goals and got 18 assists, which is a remarkable season, and I think Liverpool really should sign him, and many newspapers including the Liverpool Echo said that Liverpool are interested in him in the future. We didn't want to make a really big transfer this summer. We needed to be sensible with our transfer budget, but I think that means that we just have more money saved up in the future, and I think even in January Liverpool could sign this guy to add a lot of unpredictability and a lot of goals to midfield, because I actually checked the Liverpool's goal scoring and we only have midfielders with one goal. I mean, that's not good enough. We have Joel Matip who scored 2 goals, and otherwise it's Salah, Firmino and Mane who have the goals in this Liverpool team. So I think Liverpool need a midfielder who can score goals consistently, and Bruno Fernandes scored 7 goals and got 5 assists in just 10 games. And that includes scoring goals in the Europa League as well as the Portuguese League and the Portuguese Cup. And I think that these are outrageous numbers considering that he often played in centre midfield. He is a similar player to Frank Lampard in that he has this unteachable sense and ability to time his runs to perfection into the box, and he just arrives at the perfect moment to get the second ball, or for the strikers or the wingers to pass it back to him, and he has an unbelievable shot on him. I was actually very surprised that no big club, no big Premier League club picked up Bruno Fernandes, because I think that he is the next big midfielder talent coming out from Portugal. And of course Liverpool have a lot of options in midfield. I mean, Naby Keita and Shaqiri and Oxlade-Chamberlain are very good options for this goal-scoring attacking midfield role. But I think that we need to think long-term here. If we sign Bruno Fernandes in January or next summer, we are not signing him for just one season. We are signing him for the next 5, 6, 7 years. And Adam Lallana and Milner are 2 players who are definitely, in my opinion, in 1 or 2 years, they will leave Liverpool. Maybe Jordan Henderson as well in 2 or 3 seasons when he gets a little bit older. Maybe he will leave Liverpool as well to try out another challenge. I don't want them to leave right now, but you have to consider their age. And I think Liverpool seriously need to sign the next big midfielder talent in the very near future, because if Bruno Fernandes goes to a Chelsea or a Man United or even a Man City, I think that will be a massive signing for them, and it would not only strengthen the Liverpool's rivals, it would actually pose a serious problem for Liverpool in that Liverpool still don't have a midfielder like we had Coutinho, who can score 10-15 goals from midfield. I mean, last season Xherdan Shaqiri I think was our top scorer with just 7 goals from midfield, and Shaqiri hardly ever played in the second half of the season. That just shows that Liverpool don't have a lot of players in midfield who are scoring, and Jurgen Klopp is happy with the disciplined roles of Henderson, Wijnaldum and Fabinho. But I think we need a little bit more, because in the games where Salah, Mane and Firmino are shut out by the defense, Liverpool have a very real and actual problem of not having any other player who can step up and score a goal, take the game by the stroke of the neck. And I think Bruno Fernandes could be that type of player. Bruno Fernandes, I think, is a big fan of the Premier League. He's a big fan of Liverpool. He already said in an interview this summer that he loves the way that Liverpool play, the playing style, and Jurgen Klopp as the manager. And I think Jurgen Klopp could bring the best out of him. He's a very versatile player. He's a lively talent. He has many different roles. Sometimes he plays through the middle, sometimes on the left, sometimes on the right side of the midfield. And yes, Jurgen Klopp prefers to work with a small squad, but as I said, James Milner and Lallana in 1 or 2 seasons, they might not be at Liverpool. So I think that Liverpool need to look at this guy. I mean, it would be brilliant to sign him. And Bruno Fernandes would be able to provide a big threat because he's a very active shooter from midfield. He's averaging 3.3 shots per 90 minutes in the Portuguese league. For perspective, Sadio Mane and Firmino both averaged 2.3 shots per 90 minutes in the Premier League. Only Mohamed Salah has more shots on average than Bruno Fernandes in this Liverpool team. And also his expected goals ratio is very, very good as well. Liverpool have a lot of midfielders who are very similar. Bruno Fernandes' profile is certainly very different. He's shooting from distance, something that I think I really miss since Gerrard and Coutinho left the club. We don't have a midfielder who is capable of scoring from distance regularly. I mean, sometimes Henderson or Wijnaldum smashes it in from outside the box, but it's rather the exception than the norm, and that's where I think that Liverpool have to improve and need to improve. And I think Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp want to be this perfect team. And I think I mean, we won't be a perfect team if we sign Bruno Fernandes, but I think we will be a better team, a more balanced team in terms of we wouldn't need to rely always on Salah, Mane and Firmino to score. Those are brilliant players, don't get me wrong, probably the best attack in world football right now. But we need a midfielder as well who can contribute and score goals regularly. I mean, look at all the other top teams. They always have at least one midfielder who scores goals regularly, and Liverpool need one of them. Bruno Fernandes is a very energetic player, and he loves to run up and down the pitch. He's a box-to-box player, not just an attacking midfielder. He's pretty aggressive as well, so he picked up a few yellow cards as well, but he was also fouled quite a lot of times because he has a very good dribbling tendency. 46 central midfielders had over 1,500 minutes in the Portuguese top league, and only 4 midfielders had more dribble attempts per 90 minutes than Bruno Fernandes, which is remarkable because he's like an all-action midfielder, if you like. So come on, Liverpool, sign Bruno Fernandes up. I'm a big fan of him. And actually, Jamie Carragher said that Trent Alexander-Arnold is one of Liverpool's most creative players. He's already a superstar, and Jamie Carragher wants to see Trent Alexander-Arnold in the De Bruyne role in Liverpool's midfield. Remember that Trent Alexander-Arnold started off as a right midfielder and even a centre midfielder for Liverpool's youth teams, but of course I think that he's one of the best right backs in the world and he has brilliant delivery. But I think it's very interesting to say that De Bruyne has those deep crosses into the box from midfield, and that's what Carragher is referring to, that Trent Alexander-Arnold could play in midfield and deliver those deep crosses to the back post, to the near post for the Liverpool strikers to finish on. So I think it's an interesting tactical scenario that Liverpool could play with. And Mane said that Liverpool need to play better and we need to improve if we want to beat Leicester City, who are in a very, very good run of form. They are actually comfortably in 3rd place, just 2 points behind Manchester City. So they had a good start to the season. This is what Mane said. I think if we want to win, we have to play better than against Salzburg, because we know Leicester, especially this season, very strong, very good team. For sure we are going to learn from the Salzburg game and be ready for Saturday, which will be a massive game for us. It is a lesson for us to be on our toes in the next game. I think they started the season very well, Leicester, and are a very good team. And if we want to beat them, we have to be 100% ready. And also, Vardy always scores, so we have to make sure this game he will not score, and we try to take all our chances. That will be the key, especially away from home for Liverpool. I mean, Jamie Vardy scores at home against Liverpool for Leicester in their home stadium, but away from home not so much. I really hope that Liverpool will be at 100%, because if we if we just play at our 95%, Leicester can certainly punish Liverpool big time. Brendan Rodgers actually is really looking forward to coming back to Anfield for the first time since he was the manager of Liverpool. This is what he said: "I had the real privilege of managing Liverpool FC. So much learning took place for me at Liverpool. I always take the positives when I analyze my time there. The first couple of seasons went well and we went close to the title. The third year was more difficult, but there was great learning for me as a coach. The fourth season didn't last so long." Just my comment, he was sacked in at the beginning of October, so that's what he's referring to. "I'm looking forward to seeing the likes of Jordan Henderson, James Milner. They were real leaders and you can see how they have developed. There were so many highs as a young manager and I will always be grateful for that." And Rodgers also said, "Jurgen Klopp has done a brilliant job. He's brought a real harmony and togetherness to the team and supporters. The consistency has helped. There's areas of the field where he's brought in top players. Virgil van Dijk, Alisson, they are top level players who can really improve the squad. They are in a great position with young talents and experienced players. They look very strong. And Rodgers actually confirmed that James Maddison will be fit for the Liverpool game, which is not the best news because he's a very good midfielder, but I think Liverpool need to beat Leicester if we want to win the title. Last season we could only draw with them, and those were 2 points dropped that ultimately cost Liverpool the title, so I really hope that this time we go one better and we win those points. And Mo Salah got very good news which affects Liverpool as well. So the Egyptian coach Hossam El Badri said that Mo Salah will not travel to Botswana to play Botswana in a meaningless friendly on October the 14th. So after I think the Leicester game, there is a international 2-week break. This is what he said: "I agree with Salah that it is in his best interests and those of the national team that he rests. He won't be with us at the training camp for Botswana, but God willing he will be with us for the official matches." I think it makes sense that Salah is left out. I mean, you don't have to experiment with Salah in the Egypt national team. He is a shoo-in. He is the first name on the team sheet. So you probably don't want him to get injured or to get burned out in playing in a meaningless friendly. And I will be honest, I'm very happy about this news. And it's not always that you see Egyptian coaches make this team selection. And I'm referring to sometimes Salah is overplayed in friendlies, just like Mane and other players. But I really want the big players for Liverpool not to play in too many preseason friendlies. The same can be said for Van Dijk or other big players. I think they shouldn't take part in friendlies. They are absolute superstars and they need rest. And Michael Owen has hit out at delusional Liverpool fans in his new book, and I want to get your opinion on this in the comments below, because I have some very strong words to say about this. But first, let's read the quotes from Michael Owen. This is what he said: "Not surprisingly, I get a huge amount of abuse from what I suspect is a minority of Liverpool fans who think that because I played for a rival club, Manchester United, I shouldn't even be a Liverpool ambassador in the first place. That, I'm afraid, is fan-centric nonsense. Not just that, but when I go through my memory banks, recounting all the great moments I enjoyed with the Liverpool fans and my fellow players, these opinions sting. My record at Liverpool is a good one. I won trophies there, I scored goals, I won 2 golden boots there, I lifted the Ballon d'Or, I played for the club on 297 occasions, I went in where it hurts for the club on countless more instances. How does playing for a rival club negate any of that? It doesn't. To think that way is just delusional, and even worse, while fans are happy to question my credentials, you have got guys hanging around. In my daily life, I don't shy away from going anywhere. I go to restaurants, pubs, racecourses, football grounds. I have done so for years and I will continue to do so. I can count on one hand the number of times that anyone has come up to me and given me a hard time about whatever football clubs I've played for, or been abusive about so-called loyalty, or challenged my views on this or that. In the real world, it doesn't happen. On the internet, however, it's a totally a total free-for-all. You know, I can understand both viewpoints. I wasn't happy when Michael Owen, one of my boyhood heroes, signed for Manchester United. I was actually very, very mad and furious. But you have to understand that Michael Owen didn't have a lot of choices. He wanted to come back to Liverpool, but Liverpool didn't offer him a big enough contract, and also we didn't want to pay the asking price of Real Madrid. So he went to Newcastle, and then later on Liverpool didn't want to offer him a contract because we knew he was probably finished fitness-wise. And yes, he scored some goals for Man United, but he didn't like pull up a lot of trees for them. He didn't play there for many seasons, so I'm not too bothered about that. Now I think Michael Owen is only in it for himself. He showed that when he went to Real Madrid at the first chance he could, and at that time, you know, Liverpool were in a transitional period. We just got a new manager from Spain, Rafa Benitez, and it's so ironic that next season when Michael Owen was struggling to fit in at Real Madrid, Liverpool won the Champions League with Rafa Benitez. And I think Michael Owen never recovered from that. And he got so many injury problems that his career steeply declined. But I'm not sure why it is necessary to make these comments. Maybe because Michael Owen wants to sell his book, and I'm talking about it, so I think it potentially worked. Selling books is all about creating publicity, good or bad, and that's why he gave so many controversial comments and interviews to various newspapers in England. So yeah, make that whatever you will. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.